I'm good. Okay. I thought Duke came in tonight and just played an outstanding game in all aspects. I could tell from the tip that they were ready to go. Um, they had great pace on offense. They were defending. They were very physical defending. I think they knew coming in we were going to run motion, and so they were very physical on the cuts and on the screens. They knocked us off our path and did a good job of making it hard for us to run our offense in the half court. I didn't feel like they felt us at all defensively. I felt like they were just getting whatever they wanted. Matthew Hurt was awesome again. I think in 2 games, I think he's 18 for 24 against us. It's incredible how well he shoots the ball against us. DJ Stewart had another great game. Joey Baker, they made 11 threes. They shared the ball. They had 17 assists on 33 baskets, and we only turned them over 6 times. So if that's going on, they're not we're not putting any pressure on them. And so I thought our guys. I'm proud of the way they battled. I thought Coach Savage did a really good job of coaching the team, and I've always had a great relationship with the officials. I got respect for them and the job they have to do, but I'm going to fight for my players, and I got a passion for them and our university and our team, and that's not going to change today, and it's not going to change tomorrow. And so, with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Coach, do you think what you said warranted you being tossed?
Yeah, John, I appreciate the question, but that's between me and the ACC. I'm not going to publicly comment on that, and just leave it at that.
Steve, was the issue coming from, I don't know, rough play inside? I know it kind of came after a layup where Davian went to the ground. What prompted the conversation?
Well, there was a play at the other end where Davian, I thought, he got fouled, and obviously they didn't call it, and it led to the situation. And again, what was said between me and the referees is between me and them and the ACC.
After that happens, are you upset with yourself? You mad with yourself? How do you process that part?
I'm more upset with just, that's my team, right? I don't want to ever I don't ever want to leave them out there without me. But again, I'm always going to fight for my team and my players and Wake Forest University. And so, there's, you're kind of conflicted a little bit, but most part, I just wanted to be there to coach the game and coach the team. And no disrespect to Duke either. I didn't want that to be the narrative of the game. I mean, I thought they played great.
Steve, was there frustration that boiled over with also how the game was going at that point?
I mean, I think there's all kinds of emotions that go on in a game. You're trying to get your team going. We were kind of hanging around. We weren't playing great, but we had started to get to the basket. I think Davian got a couple, 3 or 2 layups back to back after I called timeout because we weren't being very patient on offense. And that's one of the things about motion, Connor, is you got to stay with it. You got to continue to stay with it. And sometimes you got to score late in the clock after they break down. It's not going to happen off 1 or 2 passes. And so, I was I was frustrated with a little bit with the pace on offense and the way we were defending. I just didn't feel us out there defensively at all. And if I don't feel them, I know Duke doesn't feel them, and they got good players. And hey, listen, everybody's beating up on Duke. Duke's playing. They got a good team, man, and they're starting to play well, and they're going to probably continue to play well, and so I think they have a nice team, and I like the way they run offense, and we just couldn't guard them.
Did you ever get thrown out at East Tennessee State?
Once.
Coach, defensively, what upset you the most about the way things were going? Did you think Duke was playing that well offensively? Do you think guys were making mental errors, or was it just more execution?
I think we just settled a little bit. When you run, like when we were running motion against Florida State, we got deep in the clock. We made them make a mistake. We found the open guy, and we made the shot. Okay, I thought early on we weren't patient enough in going deep enough into the clock and then not finding the right guy. I thought one time, I'll give example. I thought we moved it. We got a cut, we got a drive by Isaiah Mucius, and he has Davian wide open on the left wing, and he tries to throw a pass to somebody else. It's not open. I'm just using that as an example. It's not just Zay. You know, I thought that we just weren't finding the open guy. I thought Odie, you know, was cutting a lot, but then just running out to the 3-point line and not posting. Early in the game, we got it to him a couple times and he scored, but then he quit doing that. And when you run motion, that doesn't mean you don't post up. And we've talked about that over and over and over, especially when you're cutting. A lot of times the guy is behind you. And so he's got the advantage to post, and he wasn't doing that. And, and then some turnovers. There's just a lot of things that weren't going well, in the first half. But, offensively, I thought that we were allowing their physicality to affect the way we cut and the way we screened.
Steve, you were so encouraged by the way the offense was run at Florida State. Did that have more to do with Duke being physical? Because it kind of feels like Florida State was physical too.
Yeah, but Florida State did a lot of switching, and so we could slip and get between them. Tonight, I thought that Duke did a good job. They were very physical, and they were physical on our cuts. We weren't getting those slips, and they were physical on our screens, kind of knocking us off the spot or being physical at the point of attack, which a good defensive team does. And so, I thought that had a little too much effect on us. Instead of playing through the contact, playing through the physicality of it, I thought we allowed us to just slow down, not be quick on our cuts, not be sharp, not come strong back to the ball, and just playing offense a little too far out on the court, getting pushed off our spots, driving it, and then not finishing for a lot of times. And so, we still got some good stuff, but, not enough to affect the game to keep it close.
Steve, do you get to talk to the team at halftime?
Yes.
Okay. What do you try to do in that situation when you're not going back out there with them?
I mean, I think it's the same as it is every game. We meet till the 10-minute mark. We write down adjustments on offense and defense. Then I go in there and address the team on what our offensive adjustments are and what our defensive adjustments are, and we go back out on the court. I mean, it was business as usual.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, guys, questions for Isaiah?
Isaiah, I guess first off, just as a team, how do you try to respond to Coach Forbes getting teed up and sent to the locker room and try to just keep going forward?
Like he fights for us. Like that just shows like the passion and how much like he loves us and he's gonna do anything for us. So how we respond is by playing for him, like play as hard as you possibly can for him and play for each other. Because you can tell this compassion and heart, like he's not gonna let anything go bad about our team, and he's gonna fight for us no matter what. So if something's going wrong, he feels like the refs aren't making good calls, that he's gonna talk about it because he loves us and has that much fight for us and wants us to win. So we gotta come back and respond with that same energy that he brought for us.
When that happens, like I know it's the same plays and everything like that, but I don't know. Does it get a little discombobulating when he's not on the sideline and maybe you're listening to the assistants and listening for things in different ways than normal?
No, I mean the assistant, like Coach Savage, did an amazing job stepping in and filling that role for Coach Forbes. I mean, all their voices are powerful. We listen to them the same way as we listen to Coach Forbes because they tell us things throughout practices that we listen to and we apply to the game. So it wasn't really a different change. Obviously, Coach Forbes is the head coach, but in terms of what they were saying and the game plan, it didn't change, and they did as best they could as assistant coaches and executing. And I think they did a great job. We didn't come out with the win, but I think they did a really good job of filling in that role for him, and I think Coach Forbes would be proud of them as well.
Isaiah, were you surprised to see Coach get thrown out like that? It happened so fast.
I mean, he was compassionate. I mean, it was a couple suspect calls, and I think he voiced his opinion and felt that it wasn't going the way that we should have. And I love Coach Forbes and he loves us, and that's what he's gonna show us compassion. And he knew that, I'm gonna fight for you guys, and if I gotta fight to that extent, I will. So, he fights for us, and I think we gotta keep fighting for him as well.
Up to that point, game wasn't going, I'm sure, the way that you guys wanted it to be going. What was tough about the way Duke came out and played tonight?
They came out aggressive. I mean, I think defensively we could have did a better job of pressuring them a little bit and making them feel us. I think we need to pressure the ball a little bit more. Matthew Hurt had a good game again, and I think we needed to do a better job scouting him and making sure that we made it tough for him. He's a really good player. I mean, his shot is hard to block, and I think we have to next time make sure that we take away those shots and make it really, really tough for him. So I mean, going into NC State, we just gotta flip the page, and then continue to get better and go into NC State with a clear mind and try to come out with a win.
What is it going to take to flip the page and move on from this game quickly?
Short-term memory. Like everybody always says, short-term memory. In basketball, that's what the game of basketball is about. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have bad plays, but how can you respond in a matter of seconds to make a better play on the defensive end or offensive end? So be short-minded, and come into the next practice tomorrow. Practice as hard as we can for these 2 days preparing for Saturday, and come out on Saturday and get a win.
Pardon me if you've already been asked this, Zay, but Coach says he's someone who's going to be fighting for his players. So what did it mean to you when you see a guy as fiery as he was getting a double tech in the first half?
It's tough because you see your coach, leaving the court, but at the same time, you respect it because it shows how much love and compassion he has, not only for the game of basketball but also for his team. Like he's gonna do whatever he can to make sure that we're not, nothing bad is gonna happen to us. So he came out there and he did what he did, and I think Coach Forbes is a great coach, and he continues to coach really hard. So I mean, it was tough to see him go off the court. But we knew that he was going out there and he was going out swinging. So we just got to keep fighting for him.
Thanks, Zay.
Of course.
Guys, that'll be it for